Hospitality is not just about places. It's about people, emotions, and invisible details that make us feel something. I'm Giacomo Sonzini, and this is the H Curator, a space where we explore the human side of hospitality, curated with heart. On today's episode, Benedetta Carutti takes us through her journey in hospitality. From her studies at EHL to her first role in sales at Belmond. Enjoy the conversation. This is the second season. I'm excited.
Second season. I love the fact that we're Italian and that we have to speak in English. Anyway.
Welcome to the H Curator Podcast. I'm Giacomo Sonzini, the hospitality curator, and today we are here with Benedetta Carutti, a dear friend of mine that studied together with me at EHL Hospitality Business School in Lausanne and now works in the sales department at Belmond. But let's dive deep into our conversation. And Benedetta, thank you for your time.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me to be in this podcast, a podcast of a very close friend of mine that I believe in a lot. So thank you for everyone listening to us and watching us.
Subscribe on all the channels. We have YouTube, we have Spotify, on my Substack newsletter, on Instagram, everywhere. Benedetta, tell us more about yourself, about your background, about your origins.
Of course.
Where did you grow up? And
so to tell about to the people that don't know me, so I was born and raised in Milan, 100% Milanese because both my parents are as well Milanese. And then after studying in Italy, I've done like a small experience, like it's quite common, during high school to go, for example, 6 months abroad in the US. And there I understood that I loved being part of like different cultures and being surrounded by people. And so because of that, I started thinking, what should I do once I can come back and I have to do the, maturità. And then, I discovered through a friend of mine, this is quite a funny story, that there was this type of university that included hospitality, and I didn't know about it at all. So then I started thinking about it, but then I said, I don't want to leave Milan. I'm too close to the city. I'm going to just stay here and do economy. Then after 1 year of economy, I said, no, this is not for me. It's not concrete at all. I was just like studying so many books and so many, like too much theoretical. Theory. I really didn't like it. That's how it is in Italy nowadays in certain like university, like old style. So then thanks to my parents, I had the opportunity to attend such a, I would say prestigious, university. And then so in February 2018, I started EHL, École, hôtelière de Lausanne. And this is mainly because really I love the fact of being surrounded by people. I come from a numerous family, as you know, I'm the fourth of 4 women. So that combined it all, like the fact of being surrounded by people, the different cultures, and like the hospitality itself, like, inviting people, making them feel good, making them at ease. So that was
it was made for you. It was the right university for you.
Also because I think that you need to understand, you're very young when you have to choose the university, right? So you don't know very much what you would like to do in the future. But when you attend such prestigious university that I know that are not for everyone, what's best is that you not just like create a beautiful network, but when you're there, you just study theoretically, but also a lot of practice. So like that, you are able to understand what you like, what you don't like. You tried everything, no? So that was, I think, the added value of this university for sure.
I completely agree with you. And after attending 4 years at university at EHL, what was the biggest or the most important takeaway that you got from your educational path?
Well, for sure, I would say adaptability, because you need to, the university, to be honest, since I've attended also an Italian university before, is not so hard in terms of knowledge, but it's hard because you need to adapt to the situation because it's very much fast-paced. Like you finish the classes and the week after you have exams every day, every week. So you need to be adaptable for sure, but you need to be smart. Totally smart. Like you need to understand, okay, this class is part of a module, but like maybe I'm better in math rather than in finance. So maybe I should focus more on math so that I take a higher grade, so that then balance with the finance that is the same module but are not as good. So I think that really you need to be somewhat smart. And also I think that another takeaway would be to like be curious and seize all the opportunity, because such university for sure gives you a ton of connection and opportunities. And every day when you're there, you learn. So I think that you need to see and learn as much as you can and not be shy and try new things. I think that's the
And you talked about adaptability. How was the first semester?
Oh,
at EHL?
Well,
how was making up others' beds or serving at the restaurant or doing stewarding, all these very practical activities?
So first of all, I would say that it was easy in a sense, because you know that it has an expiring date. Like, you know that you start in February and then in June it ends. So it's not like that you know that you have to do this for the whole year. So that helps for sure in your mindset, or at least for my mindset. But apart from that, I think that it was a beautiful experience because it's teamwork and it's fun. You're doing like something different. Like, you know that you wake up maybe at 5 a.m. to do the bread. It's tough for sure. But you also know that it's, you know, you do it for that week, you learn, and, you know, you're doing something different. For me, I mean, I am working in an office from 9 to 6, but the fact that you were doing things that are not common, you know, like also telling to your friends, oh, this morning I woke up and I was preparing bread, I was baking, whatever. It was new, it was different. And when you are there, you just want to learn and do it, and everyone is doing it. Like, you are all on the same boat, and the people around you that are maybe older did it already. So it's not that you feel ashamed or whatever, you just do it. Of course, doing the other's bed wasn't the best experience, because sometimes, unfortunately, the world is very various. So there are people that are
messy rooms.
Yeah, and not
dirty rooms.
Oh yeah,
dirty bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that wasn't easy. But at the same time, like, you do it for 1 week, and you know, it's a learning experience. And to be honest, now I'm so speedy when I have to do this stuff at home. Like, it's. I think that it's something you have to do, because if you want to work in the hotel industry, you need to know the real base, and not only for that, like also as an experience for yourself. You know, after you're gonna live alone and you won't have like 1,000 of waiters or cleaning ladies, so you have to learn. And also, if you want to teach to your cleaning lady, you gotta know it. So if you do it, then you know. And also for all of that, like baking, like you understand what's behind. And even, you know, when you buy a piece of bread, now you understand that the person that prepared it to you had to wake up at 5 and do all of that steps. Like, you understand the path behind.
Yeah, because you lived it in first person.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I honestly liked it. Didn't you?
I did. I did. It was tough. Also because we were not used to it.
No, it's true. It wasn't easy. No. I remember when we were working in the finger food, which was basically like a McDonald's.
French fries,
that was so tough because of the temperature. That for me was very tough.
The heat. It was boiling. With the boiling oil, with the French fries.
That was tough, but again, it's not that you have to do it for your whole life. You do it for that weekend, you're with your team.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
And then I know that at EHL, of course I know, I attended it.
Yeah.
There are 2 different internships.
Yeah.
Where did you work during your first one?
So during my first one,
which is an operational internship.
So during the operational internship, which was AP2 called, for the one that are listening that attended EHL. So I did, I was concierge at Mandarin Oriental in Milano. And to be honest, so if I think back about the work experience, I loved it. Like, concierge at Mandarin in Milan, it was beautiful. Like, I've learned so much, it wasn't boring at all. And if I look back, it was definitely my favorite work experience. However, I would have loved to seize the occasion to go like abroad and not stay in Milan, because I think that if you have the opportunity, it's like, but at that time I wasn't able. But like, if I think about the past, I would have loved to go like 6 months in the Caribbean. It was too childish, I think. Yeah. But right now, if I were to do it again, I would go like 6 months in the Caribbean, something crazy.
Far away.
Yeah, far away. Not even like London, Barcelona, and Paris, where most people went.
Somewhere.
See, that you would never leave.
Yeah.
See, like somewhere very like
maybe
crazy.
Tropical, yeah.
See.
Tropical.
See,
or
totally.
Really
totally.
On the other side of the world.
Totally. To be honest, yes. Which
was something that you couldn't do also in your second internship.
Exactly. During my second internship, there was COVID. So to be honest, I was lucky enough to find a nice internship. And I worked at Villa d'Este, which for me, it's like, you know, it's one of the most important hotels that we have in Italy. So much history, so much heritage. And I worked there in the sales and marketing department because that was not operation, but it was administrative. So it was also that a beautiful experience because I've learned how it was to working in different conditions because there was COVID. It was very nice, but of course it was a different experience. And I got to live on Lake Como. To be honest, still now I have in my head this like crazy idea of like going back there because it was amazing. I love the fact of like working in the countryside or living there, even if I'm a city girl. Yeah.
So it was 2021 for the
2020. It was
2020.
from August 20.
So it was literally in the year of COVID.
In the year of COVID, yeah.
So you started approaching the sales department.
Sales and marketing, yeah. And it was, I would say that these experiences, and I think that you can agree, are incredible because you can learn before going to the world of jobs, the real world. You learn already what you may like, what you don't like. It's even with relationship, you know. You do your experience and you understand what you want in a person or what you don't want. So with this experience, I've learned what I wanted to do. So I started understanding that sales was something that would be a good fit for me because I think that that's a takeaway for your life, that you need to find what you're good in. So I thought, and people told me that I was good with the relationship of people. And so I tried to find a job that would let me express myself 100%.
You started approaching the sales department.
Yes.
And then when you graduated in February 2022, February 2022.
16th of February.
And you started your first real job position at Belmond.
Yes.
In sales.
Exactly. So at first I started...
in Milan.
Yes. True. Correct. Bravo. You have studied.
Okay, in Milan. And why did you start in Milan?
Because
Were
to
you
be
not
honest,
ready to go abroad?
No. The fact is...
Did you think about it?
No.
Like... Or your idea was really, okay, I just stick to Milan. I love this city and... I'm just graduated and I want to stay
To
here.
be honest, I was ready to go abroad. I wanted to, but I gotta be honest, I couldn't find jobs that were not even, they were a good fit for me. Like I tried to apply because I wanted to stay in Switzerland because I said before, like I love the nature and in Switzerland there is a good quality of life. It's not too far from Italy, so it's a perfect balance for me. Work conditions are also great and all of that. However, I couldn't find a job, and to be honest, the fact was that I was renting a house, so I left my house because I had to, with my roommate, with my flatmate, we had to leave the apartment. So I said, I'm not gonna look for another apartment. I'm gonna go back to Milan and then I'm gonna go back to Switzerland if I find something. The problem is that I haven't found something. I haven't found something in Switzerland and I haven't found something neither like in Paris or Madrid, you know, so when
the opportunity that arrived here in Milan
was perfect. To be honest, how can you say no to such a brand, part of LVMH? And to be honest, it was, as I said during my interviews, it was my dream to work for Belmond. So I couldn't say no. And then, you know, you start somewhere and then you see how things goes, and things went very well because in June 2026 it's going to be 4 years. So, you know.
4 years, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
As a first work experience, it's a long time.
It's a long time. Yeah. I believe in the fact that as your first work experience, the first 2 years are really about learning. And that was it for me. Then after 2 years, I was promoted to the position I'm in right now, client executive, Italy and Southeast Europe. And so, you know, I think that it's good. Like I'm in such a brand from where you can learn so much if you are interested, of course, in the luxury, because not everyone wants to work in luxury. We also have to take this into consideration. But for me, that I want to work in this industry, I mean, I'm in such a good environment that it's a pity to leave it because it's hard to find something that is on the same level. So right now it's my learning curve. Before was like that. Maybe now it's a bit more flat, but now it's where you can really grasp, raccogliere, I think, see, all the seeds that you have planted.
Before moving to your real job position that you are covering right now, I wanted to ask you if you would suggest EHL to a dear friend.
Oh my God, of course I would suggest EHL to a dear friend. That 4 years were really the best year of my life. It was such an enriching experience. It gave me so much. Like, I think that, maybe if I would have attended another university, maybe I would be still the person that I am right now, maybe. But I don't know. What can I say right now is that university helped me so much in developing the person that I am right now. I met incredible people, great friends. I had the opportunity to learn every day, because when you're there, you learn as if you were going to like a 5-star hotel every morning. At some point, like you really learn. It was organized as if it was a hotel. It's crazy with this like Swiss mindset. So you can only imagine how great it was. And to be honest, it was.
And the best at EHL that you really create friendships from all over the world. So maybe you do not go back to Milan, which is your city of origins.
Yeah, hometown.
With a huge group of friends that maybe you had from high school. But then when you travel the world, whether you go to Asia, whether you go to New York, to America, you have friends or you have people that you met and you spend years together everywhere. And so it feels like home everywhere you go. Home, or still, they're maybe not your closest friend, but you shared so much during those 4 years, because it's a very intense period.
That's totally right. Like the friendship that I've made there, I cannot compare it to my friendship in Milan, but at the same time, guys, that 4 years were so intense. I've shared so much with them that I feel like that they are as close as my friends that know me in Milan for 28 years, like because of what you experienced there. And also for me personally, like it helped me grow. The fact of leaving Milan and going abroad. I mean, it was in Lausanne.
Without
it was 4
your
years
family.
Yes.
And so those friends were your family.
Exactly.
Because
totally.
you didn't have your parents.
Totally, Jack.
And it was your first independent experience.
Totally.
But for sure, for attending EHL, you need to be really into hospitality. Or no? Or you really need to be passionate about this field? Because what I'm now understanding, first of all, it's that they changed the name of the university. When we studied there, it was École hôtelière de Lausanne.
Now
it's EHL Hospitality Business School.
But they changed it when we left.
When we left.
It's true.
The year when
They're
we
giving
left.
a more of a business
Because when we
cut.
started, it was École hôtelière de Lausanne, and everybody knew that university as École hôtelière de Lausanne. But what they were scared about is that it was really
hospitality oriented.
Very hospitality oriented. And everybody thought, okay, but I'm going to be a manager, general manager, or work as a chef. But it wasn't like that, actually. So that's why they maybe changed this.
I think,
and if you see the numbers, only 30% of the people, of the graduate from EHL stay in hospitality. It's like 40%. And then the rest are going to work in consulting and luxury fashion.
That's true. I wanted exactly to say that. You stole the words from me.
Would you suggest this university also to someone else? Like to someone that doesn't want to work in hospitality?
To be honest, yes, but I think here we need to change more the focus. It's not really about being into hospitality, but more about the fact that you need to be a person that likes to people that are smart, like concrete. You need to be like someone that doesn't like to stay on the couch watching the TV for the whole weekend. You need to be like someone that is very active, I think, because it's not easy. Like that university goes into like a very fast pace. You have a lot of group projects. It's somewhat competitive. You need to like being surrounded by people all the time, because EHL, it's based in this area of Lausanne where there is nothing. Like I was going out from my house and I had cows, literally, and I didn't have any bars, any restaurant in a walking distance, and both myself and all the people living in EHL, in Épalange, that area, So you need to really like the fact of being always surrounded by people. It's tough sometimes. Like after a whole day at EHL, I really needed to breathe.
But you need to go to the supermarket, do your groceries, and maybe invite some friends at home. So you're really surrounded
It's a different
with people.
life. It's not like London.
No,
not at all. Like
it's a bubble. It's a
it's
big
a bubble. It's a big bubble. So I think that it's
not the one that you chewing gum, eh?
Not the bubble.
Not the chewing gum. It's a big bubble.
Yeah, no, I think that really it's not about the fact about the future. Okay, you like hotels and hospitality, then it's EHL is the right fit. No, it's more about you need to be a person that it's smart, active, energetic. I don't know, because it's the pace.
See, it's very fast. It's speedy.
Fast.
It's a speed.
It's speedy.
The speed. It's wow.
I see. I think.
Yeah, because if you're more a theoretical person, then
no,
EHL is not for you at all.
If you're like a, how do you say, like a geek, not even a geek, more like a tipo topo da
nerd.
And like a geek, nerd, whatever. Like it's maybe it's not the right university for you. You just need to be someone that is outgoing and very active. As I said already, I don't have to be repetitive.
Yeah, also because there is so much going on, and a huge aspect that you learn. For me, one of the biggest takeaway at EHL was being able to work with people.
Teamwork. That helps so much in life. It helps
so much because wherever you're gonna be, wherever you're gonna work after your studies, you're gonna need to work, and you're gonna be you will have to work with people with different mentalities, with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so EHL
helps
teach you this.
Yes.
So it was the best school for learning to work with everyone, and the fact that every semester you change your group, and during the first years you cannot even choose your own team, and it's them assigning you the people to work with. And for me, this one was even better because you just not work with your dear friends and your close friends. You really find yourself to work with Chinese, Americans, and Asian are very, their mentality.
Different cultures,
The culture is completely different. But then in the end, when you maybe get a nice grade and you get the achievement, it's a success.
Yeah.
It's even a bigger success.
You agree with me. The fact that it's not really about if you want to work in hospitality, but more about who you are.
You have already in your mind the idea of working in a bank. Or working in consulting.
No, then I would not.
You do not go to EHL, you go to Bocconi. Or you go to 12ES.
It's true. But I also think that sometimes maybe EHL doesn't give you, because that's the reality, doesn't give you so much knowledge, but it gives you the tools.
Yeah.
And when you have the tools, I think that then you can
do
go
everything,
anywhere.
Everything.
You need to like that type of environment. It's not for everyone. I'm just saying that, like the fact of being always surrounded by people, a lot of like activities, extra activity, things to do, so much group work. It's not for everyone, I'm saying. And maybe you don't like the fact that plus the dress code. Let's talk about the dress code. Maybe not everyone wants to have that type of obligation.
Suits every single day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you had a casual Friday. Sometimes. We were allowed to wear jeans, but
come on.
Then you were done with EHL, so EHL was over, and you started your big new chapter at Belmond.
Yes, correct.
How is it working in a group like Belmond?
So working in a group like Belmond is amazing, because the fact that you are working for such a prestigious brand owned by LVMH since 2018, like it's a brand that, as I said about university, that never stops. Like every month, every day, you have a news, you have someone investing. Like it's never sleeping.
There are huge investments.
Huge investments, and that like maybe university helps you in this, because every day you need to be updated. You have to be on the move because things changes. So working for a brand like Belmond, for sure, for me, it's a pleasure. It's prestigious, but also it's beautiful. It's just beautiful, because if you love the hotel industry, you're Italian, and you have to deal with like 12 Italian hotels that are even part of the history. It's a gift.
And if you had and if you had to describe the company in 3 words.
So I would say heritage. Then I would say...
Why heritage, if you could explain it?
Well,
to
because,
our dear
of
audience.
course, I would say the second word to explain even more, authentic also. And this combines, because if you think about the hotels that Belmond has, they are not city hotels, most of them. They're always like in secluded areas. And wherever they are very authentic to the place where they are located. Let's take as an example Hotel Cipriani. Hotel Cipriani in Venice is part of the history of Venice. And when you talk about Venice and you talk about the film festival, the stars, the VIP, you cannot not talk about Hotel Cipriani. It's part of it. And then, for example, if you think about Splendido, which is located in Portofino, it's the only hotel there. And, you know, when you talk about Portofino, you talk also about Splendido. It's part of the city, of the town, I mean. And so that's why I talk about heritage and authenticity. That's why the reason why I love Belmond, it's that the hotels are part of the location where you are. For example, let's move away from Italy. It's too easy. You go to Peru. We have 8 properties there. And I had the pleasure and the opportunity to visit them. And I mean, these hotels are so authentic. They are luxurious, but without you feeling like, oh, I'm not properly dressed. Like they are just part of the culture over there. So you can't be like too much, luxurious because you are in Peru. You have to be somewhat sporty, you know what I mean? Sí. So, and the fact that a company like Belmond has 8 properties there, plus the trains that invested so much on the journeys on rails, I think that this explains so much about the brand. That's why, to conclude and reply to your question, so there's heritage, there's authenticity, and then maybe the third one would be brand image. Brand image. I think that the thing that Belmond is the strongest is about really brand image, because when you see a hotel of Belmond, you're like, this is Belmond. You know it. As with other brands, some brands are very good in doing this as well. Like when you see an Aman, you're like, this is an Aman.
You
understand
the
Bulgari.
Philosophy and
exactly.
The whole.
And that's the most important thing, because even you that you're a travel curator, like for you, I think that is important to have also like on your feed, but in general, when you have to tell a story to the people, like it's important that people understand that this is, that's Bulgari, that's Aman, that's Belmond.
But probably Belmond's brand image is the strongest.
Sí.
It is. But because it's very much connected to the history of every single places, every single destination.
Yes, totally.
So it's also, it also helps the team, the communication team, or the press, the sales, to sell better, because you sell the property, but you sell also the destination.
Of course.
Because when you sell the Splendido, you sell it together with Portofino, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Yeah.
And the hotel represents Portofino, and it's an icon of La Dolce Vita. Same for what you said in Peru. You sell Belmond, you sell Peru.
Exactly.
And the fact that also, this is totally incredible, that guests willing to travel to Peru, they can travel only with Belmond. Mm-hmm. So they travel to Peru and they have the whole itinerary signed by Belmond, including two incredible and dreamy train experiences that you had the chance to do last year.
Yeah, last year was March 2025.
You travel a lot with your position. What was your favorite property out of all the ones you visited?
Allora, I would say
if you had to choose one in Italy and one abroad.
Okay, so then
Or you prefer just one?
No, let's do
one
two.
in Italy
and
one abroad.
So for sure, my favorite property of all time, all over the world, Italy, whatever, it's Venice Simplon Orient Express, the train. And I know that you did it even twice. So you can, I think, maybe understand. So that's for sure my favorite product. However, because whenever I present Belmond, I always say we're not just hotels, we're trains, we're cruises, and we're safaris as well. Apart from this, so my favorite property is the Venice Simplon Orient Express, but in terms of hotel, and this is going to be surprising, it's Castello di Casole, if we are talking about Italy. And the reason it's very simple. It's, Tuscany, it's one of the most beautiful regions of Italy, but it has so many hotels there. Castello di Casole, I think that stands out, first of all, for the staff. The staff there is incredible. It makes you feel at home, for real. And plus, I think that it stands out because it's so authentic and real. Compared to the other Belmond properties that sometimes are, in my personal opinion, influenced by the LVMH brands, Castello di Casole stays more true to itself.
Its essence.
Yes, to its essence.
Its soul.
Yes. And also for me, what it's very important to stress is the people. Because the luxury, for me, if you were to ask me the definition of luxury, for me is people. People are what makes a difference, because you can have the most beautiful property of all time, but even talking about the train, we did it together. The train is beautiful, but the staff, can we talk about the staff on the train? How
amazing they are. And the service.
The space is so small and so complicated, and these guys
working there, the kitchen. When we visited the kitchen, it was like this.
And what about
tiny, narrow? Yeah.
How can you serve, guys, I swear, the train is moving, and it's not properly moving like the Frecciarossa nowadays. It's a bit more complicated, and these people are serving you cocktails that even you're paying so much money, so you gotta be careful. They're doing it like this, the train is doing like that, and they're just perfect.
Thanks to you say people, because this podcast, it's all about people. And on the social media, you see plenty of incredible properties, outstanding, beautiful, visually marvelous, okay? But as Benedetta said, the difference, it's all about the people behind.
The people.
It's always the people that make the difference. And so with this podcast, I really wanted to explore what about the people behind it, and to know the people that allow all of us to live these dream experiences and memorable experiences, because in the end, we're paying money for these experiences, and luxury hospitality is also, in general, luxury and luxury hospitality is becoming always and always more expensive. And on the other side, experience must match this increasingly high prices, sky-rising prices.
For sure.
And when you have an excellent and outstanding service, you're happy. Mm-hmm. And also at Castello di Casole, they are cheerful. They allow
welcoming.
They allow you to feel at home. Every one of them.
Yeah. And what's important, I think, Giacomo, is also to say that, as said before, and I think I was lost in my speech, is that you're in Tuscany. Guys, Tuscany is beautiful. There are so many hotels, so much competition there. So at some point, you need to find a way, to win on the other competitors. And maybe, over there are hotels that perhaps
even better,
are more beautiful than Castello di Casole, no? I'm not saying that we're...
Maybe not more beautiful, but maybe they are better located.
Also could be that.
Because they could be in Val d'Orcia, or could be in Chianti, which are better areas.
Yeah, that's true.
But
they don't have that service. So maybe you can have, I don't know, the frescoed ceiling, and you can have a better location, but at the end, when you're there, the difference is made by the people, at least for me. But I think that you agree with me as well.
Agree.
So that's why. But also because I haven't said, and I love talking about these beautiful properties, I think that outside of Europe, so if we exclude the Venice Simple Orient Express and Castello di Casole, my favorite hotel would be I think Las Casitas in Colca Canyon in Peru, because of course we have beautiful hotel in Mexico and in Caribbean, but there it's of course beautiful. It's beautiful because they're on the beach and it's incredible. Now I'm craving for that so much, because here it's cold and gray, but Las Casitas was just so unique. These small houses around this beautiful nature, and then you wake up in the morning and you have your hot tub outside waiting for you, and then you have the llamas coming that you can feed with the milk. It's so cute, and I think that was very, very unique. Then I haven't visited all the properties, unfortunately.
But for the three properties, quindi are Casitas, Venice Simple, and
Castello di Casole. It's hard to choose, gotta be honest.
It's very hard.
So hard.
It's very hard.
Because I also love La Residencia in Palma de Mallorca, because the location is just outstanding. And then, to be honest, I think that...
Però, vedi, for example, these two, both Castello di Casole and Las Casitas, are less seen on the social media, for example.
Yeah.
Fewer people go there. Maybe they're not as famous as the Cipriani or the Splendido or the Capgiuluca. They're...
But because I think, Giacomo, at the end, taste is personal. Like, I mean, you can feed the taste of someone, you can study and learn, but at the end, it's so personal. There are certain people, but even location, that give, when you arrive, they just give you something. You know what I mean?
Those vibes, those energies. We're talking about energies.
Right? And so that is not something that you can purchase. It is just there. Yeah.
And with Belmond happens a lot.
I think
you feel those energies in many properties.
Yes.
Because they are unique. And each one is so different. And there are no standardized properties all over the portfolio.
Yeah.
So it's...
But also, Giacomo, bear in mind that this happens because... Brava, that bear in mind that, I mean, this happens because there's so much investment behind. Like, nothing comes easy. You can have the most beautiful hotel and a great staff, but you need also to have some investment behind, because hotels are an expensive machine that you have always
Belmond
to
is
feed.
part of LVMH. So of course there are huge investments, and Belmond it's the only hospitality together with the Cheval Blanc.
Oh yeah, sure.
There are the only two brands of real hospitality in the group. Yeah. And you told me, so you started in sales, and I know you, and you're often on the move. Mm-hmm. How's your approach? Is it easy for you? Because also when you travel a lot, we're not talking about a vacation or holiday. It happens last year when you traveled to the United States, that every single day you were taking a flight, New York, Dallas, Chicago, so it's not easy. It's stressful, and it is. It's very strong, and you really need to be prepared and ready for such an experience. So
I gotta say that first, I'm a Virgo, and as a Virgo, I always love to plan everything in my life, and when you start traveling, it's harder. The most important is that you are organized when you are in your routine in Milan, but you can be organized also while you travel, and that's what saves me. Because whenever I have to do like a long haul, I have to take a long haul flight and travel a lot, what saves me is being organized and knowing the next steps. However, it's tough. It's tough for me that I'm such a routine person. It's tough when I travel because I lose my routine. But I always try to have this routine even when I travel. It's hard, but I always try to have it. For example, last week I was in Rome, and even if I was in Rome and we were meeting with clients, so it was a lot about even food and no schedule in terms of hours, because you could end at very late or start very early in the morning. I would always start my day, do my gym workout, then do my breakfast. With breakfast, it's hard when you go to hotels to stick to your routine because there is so much. You really need to hotel breakfast
limit yourself. Otherwise, you would take everything from the buffet.
It's so tough. So I try to keep my routine whenever I travel. So sorry, I've replied to this question in a very long way. But to sum up everything, whenever you travel, you have to try to keep your routine. And that's tough. It's not easy. But that's the biggest suggestion that I can give to the people that are listening to us. Try to keep your routine whenever you travel. If you're an organized person, you will be organized also when you travel. But to reply also to the other part of the question, you survive, how? With the people. And again, we come back to the people. With the team, like when I was in the US and it was my first experience, the team was amazing. You don't feel alone. I remember at 10 p.m. going to Chicago to this place called Insomnia Cookie. At 10 p.m. taking a cookie and having a chat with my colleague that was based in Mexico. You just have to take it as it is. And then when you come back home, you have had such a beautiful experience and you take it with you. And
you're so rich.
So rich.
Because you learn so much.
So much. Also. I like it. But I think that if I were to do it a lot, then it would change. Luckily, I didn't have to do it a lot.
You can do it now that you're young.
Exactly.
After a certain age, I don't think it's possible, especially if you have a family.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you have
it's not easy. It's
pets,
not easy. Yeah, also pets, of course. Yeah, when you
kids in general. Now that you are free as a bird.
Exactly. So now it's easier, of course. Yeah, for sure. But the traveling, I think that also you need to know what you are going to experience. Like, you need to be the perfect fit for that. Like, someone that hates traveling, that is scared of flights, would not apply, I hope, to a sales position, because it's not...
Because sales are required to travel.
Exactly. You need to find the good fit again.
In the end, please, explain us the difference, because this is very important. On one side there is sales, on the other one it's marketing. Some companies, they do have sales marketing together. At Belmond, there are two very different teams.
Sí.
One sales, one marketing. Benedetta is working in the sales department. Can you tell us more about the sales? What's your position exactly? And what are the main differences between sales and marketing?
Okay, well, I would say that, so first of all, sales is nothing without marketing, because marketing gives you the tools and the material in order for you to do sales. At the same time, marketing is important if then sales use it. So they can't live without
they complement each other.
They complement each other. So in Belmond, as you said correctly, they are divided, or at least, because Belmond has offices in Milan and in London, the main one. The one in Milan is for the Southern European properties. They are well divided, but they always collaborate. And I would say that in the last years, they're even collaborating even more. So about my job, basically I'm working in the sales department for the whole Belmond portfolio, meaning not only Southern Europe, but the whole Belmond portfolio, all over the world, all properties, including trains, safaris, and cruises. And what I do is that I sell this whole portfolio to the B2B industry that is based in Italy and Southeast Europe. That's it. So to give you an example, because I'm very concrete, someone wants to travel to, easy peasy, to London and wants to sleep at the Cadogan because they saw it on Instagram, whatever, and they don't book alone. They book through an agency. So they go to the agency wants to book the Cadogan in London, and the agency will contact, hopefully, myself, and be like, oh, Benedetta, I have clients interested in going to the Cadogan for a weekend. Do you have availability? So then I would get in contact with the reservation team, or I would put them directly in contact with the reservation team if the reservation is easy without too many requests. So that's pretty much it. But in order to do this, the agency needs to know you. So in order for you to know you need to travel and meet with the people, do appointments, and create a relationship. Again, people.
So when you travel to go
Italy and Southeast Europe.
May you go
B2B.
The agencies.
Exactly.
Travel agencies.
Yes.
So when it's time for you to travel, you go somewhere to meet with the travel agents.
Travel agents, tour operators, wholesalers. Yeah.
To sell the properties.
Correct.
Okay. So thank you so much for telling us more about everything and your position and your job.
It was a pleasure.
But I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
What's your lifetime dream?
Whoa. That's a tough one. Okay, my lifetime dream. So, to be happy. No, I'm kidding. That would be the most common answer. No, for sure, I want to be happy. Of course, that's the dream for everyone. I want to have health and all of that, for sure. But in terms of like job, my lifetime dream would be just to accomplish my dreams, to be satisfied and to do the things that I love. I think also just to keep learning and always remembering that you are never arrived. You always have to push for the next always. But yeah, my lifetime dream is just that. Being satisfied about what you do the things that you like, because I think that that's the biggest gift in life. Do the things that you like. And if you do the things that you like, then you're satisfied and happy. Maybe it's a common answer, but that's my lifetime dream. Then maybe if I was to be more concrete, then I would tell you that I would love to have my own little bakery. But that's
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Pastry shop.
Yes, I would love to have that. But the reality is, well, I would see here in Milan, maybe. But I don't know where life takes you. You know, it's very creative. My best friend would say that life is very creative. And I tell you the same. Life is very creative. So I don't know where it's going to be my future. I would see myself in Milan, yes, but who knows?
Thank you so much for listening
Thank you.
to Benedetta Carutti story background on the H Curator Podcast. See you in the next episode.
If you want a free cookie, follow us.
Yes, please. Thank you for listening to the H Curator Podcast and see you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao.